Yeah.
because I've got some photos of you all around, but here's New Hampshire right here. There's Mr. Greg, and you'll have to tell me. I think did you say Robert?
I think that's Robert Williams where your pointer is. I'm to the right of him with the antenna. That's me right there. I was carrying the radio. Me being a SF radio operator, I guess we all got caught up carrying that radio.
And that's Gary Innan. I forgot. That's
Mr. Yeah, Gary. That's Gary Innan. You told me he passed away.
Yes, sir. Sadly.
Yeah, he didn't stay. He was not a career guy. He got out after that, I think.
Funny enough, Mr. Robert was a Mike Force veteran before he ended up taking over at CCC, New Hampshire. He had a Mike Force tour prior.
Yeah, he was in E7.
I mean, this is we get comments about. I mean, y'all are everybody with M79 or at least the Indige. I mean, y'all are. I mean, y'all look like RT California back in the '60s when they were going out heavy. But I imagine by '70, y'all had to go out armed to the teeth with what y'all are up against.
Right. Well, the guy in front of Williams, if you move your pointer up to where. Not the other guy to the other side. He is 54 years old.
What?
That guy right there. And the guy all the way to the right of me was 17 years old.
The big boy?
All the way up right there. He is 17 years old.
Holy crap.
And all these guys ever knew was fighting NVA and Viet Cong.
They
whole life.
Mean as can be. I'm glad I just noticed this, and maybe you can talk a little bit this because this has come up in questions, and no one's asked it yet. I haven't had a chance to look at them, but guys, if y'all look closely here, you can notice the young Yard or Viet. I think he's a Yard. He's got spray paint patterns. The earlier guys
we all did.
Okay, the earlier guys said they didn't much seem to use that very much. It seems like 70, 69, maybe 70 on all of y'all spray painted. Could you talk us a little bit about camouflaging?
Yeah, we spray painted, and we did not spray paint the day of. We put all our stuff out a day or two before that to spray because of the smell of the paint. And they were always concerned about, the odors that we were carrying into the jungle because all the odors travel throughout the jungle. That's why you didn't wear deodorant or aftershave. You didn't have any tobacco products. You didn't have anything to put off an odor that was not indigenous to the jungle. And we found out because of the shadows that it was much better to use the black spray paint on the OD green material and just to make it look like shadows, because we were in the shadows in the jungle itself, the lights coming through sporadically wherever you were moving. So it was a very easy camouflage situation. It was not hard at all. So, and it was very popular at the time that I served there.
And
I don't know if you got pictures of Newman Rupp, but he spray painted. He did the same thing, in 71, 72 time frame when he was there. Of course, he had more experience prior to that. Like I said, he was one of the old guys.
There's one right here with a little spray paint. You can't tell very well.
There's spray painting.
And
all we did is we carried a black camo stick, and every once in a while we would, after sweating it all off, we would, put it back on from time to time.
Now
that helped us stay concealed while we were doing our movements.
Two questions on camouflaging. One dealing with the uniform and dealing the other with your paint. Both paint. Was this Army issued paint? Were y'all just going to get paint in town or whatever, or did y'all have a special that y'all use specifically?
It was just flat black paint that we were able to get through our own channels. Okay.
Wow. Okay. So nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay.
See, a lot of our equipment we spray painted flat black, and doing normal maintenance, and our radios and stuff like that were olive drab. We even painted them. Okay. And we even painted our rucksacks.
Oh, just fixing to say, I've got a few photos of some guys painting their rucks.
Right. And the CS grenades, they were also painted because they were white or a light green. Mm-hmm. So they got spray painted as well.
And dealing with the face paint, we've always kind of been curious about this. Was it because I've seen dealing with the Force Recon guys, it kind of looked like they almost had a mix, if you will, almost like a makeup kit, like black here, green here, to where you could camouflage whichever you wanted, or what were
all I remember was the camo sticks that were black and green, the separate sticks. Yeah,
separate sticks of black and green.
Yeah, and they were issued stuff right out of the supply shop.
Wow, heavy duty. So that didn't have a smell to where if it started running, you could touch it up on the mission and not worry about any.
It was impregnated with mosquito repellent or bug repellent.
Okay.
Matter of fact, you took bug repellent, and if you want to soften it up, you kind of swirl it into the palm of your hand and then painted your face with the bug juice on it. It was effective.
Wow. Okay. That would and we've kind of, since we're talking about gear here for a second, we always, and I'm about to bring one up of you and another famous person that I think you knew. Booney wise, this is Captain Fred Krupa of RT New Hampshire and the Hatchet Forces. We see.
Yeah, he was the A Company commander when I was there. He got shot out of a helicopter, mm-hmm. along with a mountain yard, and a guy named Roberts was the senior enlisted guy on that particular mission. Okay, they tried to get back in to recover him, and they couldn't. So they tried it the next day with Ranger Melvin and his outfit, and to no avail. They were not able to recover him, so he became missing in action. So when I was assigned to JCRC later on, after I left Vietnam, we had all the military records of all these guys that were missing, and of course I studied Captain Krupa's situation while I was in JCRC, along with Larry White, who was also there, Frankie Doones, and several other guys that were at CCC. We were at JCRC. So we had all these military records of all the guys that was missing. But to this day, I don't know what his status is with
still MIA
with the JCRC headquarters. He may be declared dead by now. I don't know.
He has been. He's dead and body not recovered still.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was looking at that the other day.
But at the time in JCRC, he was still listed as missing in action. And it was very important to understand this. As long as you were listed missing in action, the family members of his family still got a monthly paycheck.
Oh.
And the benefits that went with it. So when he finally got declared body not recovered and that he was dead, all that stuff stopped. Then it was just the insurance that would pay out, the military insurance that we had. Wow. The life insurance policy.
We're
and while I was in JCRC, they had a whole bunch of wives come over there making sure that we kept their husband listed as MIA. It was all politics.
Yeah, to try and help the families out.
That way they got promoted. Yeah. As long as they were listed as missing in action, they got promoted. All the paychecks came every month. as long as they were listed MIA, which I didn't care one way or the other. I was all for it.
Wow, that's I'd heard something about that earlier and was curious about that, and that makes sense because now I see why he I believe he may have been no, he was already captain. But we're going to definitely be talking about JPRC, but